Buongiorno, ciao. In the last video, I asked you guys to find out the name of my university. So today, I'm going to tell you the name of the school and details about the courses that are offered. We are now at 28 subscribers. Yay! Disclaimer, if you hear any background voices, any background distractions to this video, please just focus on me because I'm living in a very noisy city next to a restaurant, so it can get loud sometimes. The name of this university is Federico II. It's one of the oldest universities in Italy. This university is 800 years old. It was established in 1224. My reasoning was, if a school has been there for a long time, that means that it is advanced in many systems. It has learned to navigate the problems that occur in universities. So of course there's always an advantage attached to experience. It has over 8,000 students, 2,500 plus professors, 26 departments, over 50 research courses, and over 30 PhD courses. It also admits over 1,000 international students every year, so be sure to stay updated with the deadline so that you don't miss the intakes. The school is in Naples city. It doesn't have just one campus. The different campuses in various departments are spread out throughout the city. I applied for a political science. This is a master's in international relations. It's a 2-year program. I discovered this school through Google. I went to the university website and looked at the course facilitators, sent an email to the course coordinator asking him to guide me through the application process, and he sent me a link with all the information about how to enroll into the course. On clicking the link, this is what you find. I'm going to attach it on the description box. Okay, so this application process applies to EU as well as non-EU students who have already completed or are to complete their first cycle degree, also referred to as a bachelor's degree. So EU is the students that come from the European Union. If you know about the Schengen countries, Germany, Austria, Belgium, Croatia, Denmark, Estonia, Finland, France, Greece, Hungary, just let me not read all of them, the Netherlands, all these are Schengen countries. So non-EU students are students that come from other countries that are not part of the European Union. Like myself, I come from Kenya. All admitted foreign students will have to provide proof of the legal validity of their bachelor's degree, which has to be officially stated by the Italian authorities in the countries where it was released. Non-EU students should be in possession of a student visa. So if you have a degree, you have to validate it with your embassy. This is what is called a declaration of value, DOV into brackets. So this I'm going to give you more details about it later on, but this is way after you go through the enrollment process. That's when you will require a DOV. Master's degree international relations students should send their application to this email with the following documents. So there's an email that you will find on that link. You need to submit your passport, your bachelor's degree certificate. It should be in English, Italian, French, or Spanish. Your transcript should also be in those languages. Your CV in English, a statement of purpose with a word limit of 750 words, evidence of English proficiency, and it should be equivalent to an IELTS 6.5 and above. So some of the English tests that they take are, I'm going to read the famous ones. There is the Cambridge assessment test, TOEFL, Duolingo, among others. You'll find them under the description. Language certification must be issued no longer than 2 years prior to the student's application. So if it's more than 2 years old, it's not valid. You'll need to do another one. So this is the most important line that I know many people have questions about. So even if your course was offered in English, you still have to do the English test. It doesn't matter whether you studied in English, you still have to do it. It's not a requirement by the embassy, but it's a requirement by this particular school. For EU students, they can apply till December of that year, and for non-EU students, the deadline for applying is May 17th. That's for 2024, but be sure to check the dates for subsequent years, because of course it might change. Also, after you submit these documents to this email, you need to wait for 8 weeks. You shouldn't contact the school about the status of your preliminary assessment if 8 weeks haven't elapsed. Ooh. So guys, my process kind of delayed because I hadn't submitted my English test, but if you do provide all the documents that they ask for, after 8 weeks they'll accept you and you can be able to move to the next step of the application process. This is the email that I got after submitting my documents. I applied early May, but they responded on May 29th saying that we are delighted to inform you that the preliminary academic evaluation of your application was positive on condition that you send us an English test. So, and they gave me a deadline. I did the English test and I submitted it. Then they directed me towards going to the next stage, which is going through the pre-enrollment application. So here you have to register to the Universally website. One thing to note about registering to that website, please put the correct names that are on your passport in the correct format when doing that registration, because if you make a blunder it will delay your process again. For instance, my name is Annette Njoki Gitao, so surname Gitao, Annette Njoki name, but I ended up mixing them up. I started with Annette Gitao, I just messed it up and I had to go through another process of emailing the technical team and going through the correction process. So please, when you're doing your Universally application, please make sure that you put in the correct details, because changing them is not impossible, but it's difficult and it will delay you. After you register to Universally, you will have to they will send you another link to submit your pre-enrollment application. You will submit all the documents that were in the first stage. After submitting my English test, the following day I received my pre-enrollment letter. So yeah, it's so fast. Like after the preliminary assessment, everything else just started going swiftly. I was directed to apply for the visa. Be aware that they will also send your application to the embassy in your country. For my case, they sent it to the embassy of Italy in Nairobi, UN Crescent, Gigiri. So by the time you're applying for a visa, the embassy is already aware that you have already been accepted by your university. The role of the embassy here is to give or decline your visa. They will also verify your school documents, because the school does not know if you've submitted fake bachelor's degrees or transcripts virtually. They don't know that. They don't have a way of finding out, but the embassy in your country is what will do that. They will compare your education system in your country to the education system in Italy, and they will ascertain if your documents are legit. In the next video, I will tell you about applying for a declaration of value, all the documents that you need for that, and how long it takes to get it. If you need to pay, how much do you need to pay? We'll also talk about translating your documents and all that stuff, because yeah, you have to translate your documents into Italian. Your pre-enrollment letter also comes in Italian, by the way, so to understand it, you have to translate it. Another thing, if you get stuck at any stage, this school has a very good support system that guides you throughout the process. If it's a technical issue or maybe you're confused about something, be sure to read. But also, if you get really stuck, they'll always be there to help you. They will always provide timely responses to your emails. That's another reason as to why I chose this university, because you find that there are some schools where you submit your application, then they take so long to respond, or if you have questions, they take too long, or maybe if you need additional documents, but here it might take some time, but the communication is very swift. As I mentioned, there are so many faculties in this school, so if you're interested in a different course, be sure to search the name of the university online, translate to English if you don't speak Italian, and look at their course catalog. Apply for what you're interested in, apply for what you love doing, apply for what you love studying, apply for what is in alignment with your long-term objectives and your future career goals. My process might be different from your process. I've just given you my journey, but if you're going to do a different course, be sure to check the procedure for your course, but it shouldn't be so different. If you're a non-EU student, there are no application fees. You don't have to pay to apply into a course that you don't know if you'll be accepted or not, because they might accept your application or decline it based on multiple reasons. So don't worry about the application fees. It's free to apply into the university. School fees, how did I not mention this? So let me tell you. Okay, so international students, non-EU students are required to pay a regional tax of 146.5 euros. Then you're also required to buy a stamp that's 16 euros. So probably in total you'll pay like 156 euros per annum. That's like 25,000 Kenyan shillings per annum. Yeah. That's for the regional tax. I haven't told you about the permesso di soggiorno. That's the residence permit. You have to pay for that as well. We'll talk about that in other videos, but that one you pay when you get to Italy. Even this 146 plus 16 euros, you'll need to pay for it by October 31st when you get to Italy. So no pressure about that. That's the only amount that you'll be required to pay. In addition to this, the school normally posts scholarships for international students, so this will aid in your upkeep. It will aid with your accommodation, your food. I didn't say it is guaranteed. I think the regional scholarships are guaranteed, but I made the mistake of not applying. There are certain things that I wasn't sure about, but I applied when I got to Italy. So yeah, be sure to apply for grants and scholarships as well. When your enrollment goes through, you'll be able to access these links and the scholarships. So be sure to apply. Do not fail to apply for a scholarship, because yes, you are only paying the regional tax, you're not paying school fees, but how will you afford the standards of living? Rent is very expensive here. How will you afford to pay your rent, to buy food, if you do not have a scholarship? Please don't be like me who say that the school is cheap, so I'm good. No, don't say that, because there are other costs that you will have to endure. So please apply for the scholarship. Also, if you're interested in this school, consistently check on their website for updates in deadlines. Know when you can submit your application, know the timelines, and everything will go well. Imagine, just everything will go well. Just be truthful, submit the right things, do your research before asking questions, because Italians don't really like so many questions. Yeah, especially if it's something that they've clearly stated in their website. They do not like to be asked so many questions all the time. Yeah, so that's all, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope you've been informed. If you have any questions, remember to comment them below and I will respond. Yeah, share with someone who wants to study abroad. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe and like. See you in the next video. Arrivederci. Bye bye.